Good morning, traders. This is Joseph with Smart Money. Traders, today is Tuesday, May 6th, 2025. It's 9:46 on the East Coast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the stream. Before I go into my analysis, I want to go over the disclaimer real quick. This is for educational purposes only. This is not buying or selling or recommending to buy or sell any futures contracts or foreign exchange contracts. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is risky. Make sure you know what you're doing because you may lose um, a lot of money if you don't. And even when you do know what you're doing, the risk for loss is always present. You have a good. Um, Pray that you had a good trading session yesterday. Yesterday we did pretty okay. And then today here we're gonna look at this market and see what we're gonna get. Now right now we're looking at LE on the top left and bottom right. It looks like they want to push higher, but not really fully convinced here because we've been having some. Friday we had a nice bullish day. Yesterday we had a bullish day. Today could be one of those days that they're trying to sell it here. So I think below VWAP here, that could be a place to try to go short, but it's not really ready yet. Because right now I'm looking at this here. We had some buying. Let me see. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. I'm looking at ZS. Let's look at LE here on the order flow. Looks like definitely it's setting up as if he wants to go lower. So right now, Geiger counter is all red, and the equities are selling off as well. So let's see what we can do here today. Let's look at ES. Yesterday we only traded ES because we kind of missed the move on LE yesterday because we started late. Um, so right now LE is trying to bounce higher. So we're not gonna make a decision on LE yet. Looks like he wants to go higher now. ES on the top right, going lower. Let's see ES in the 30 minutes. As you can see, overnight ES was down. It's been going down since really 3 o'clock yesterday. We had definitely pushed down here. Now ES is at a place where there's a lot of support here, so I would definitely be careful here going short. But it looks like that's what they want to do. I think if we look at YM and then Q, let's look at YM real quick here on the 30 minutes, bottom right. Yeah, everything is kind of going to the downside here. So yes, at the moment, let's look. It's YM here on the not the Unirenko, the median Renko with the Raptor system. As you can see, it's pretty orderly move down here. So we would need a pullback. It's approaching support. We would need a pullback to act on YM. Same thing with ES. Nice little pullback here to really. So LE looks like he wants to push higher here. So indices at the moment, they look bearish. Live cattle looks bullish, even though live cattle is approaching that area of resistance here. So definitely be careful with cattle here. It's only 9:51. Yes, is pushing lower. Also, keep in mind tomorrow is I think FOMC tomorrow, Wednesday. So that could be another thing to keep in mind. All right, let me pull the news for tomorrow and today. Today we got some New Zealand dollar news. If you trade forex, that's something to keep in mind. At 6:45 tonight, we'll have unemployment rate and employment change quarter over quarter. That'll be something important tomorrow. Two p.m. tomorrow, then 2:30. Definitely, this market will be jumping, and Thursday, as usual, we got unemployment claims at 8:30, and Friday we don't have any actual U.S. news. And next week Tuesday will definitely be something to keep an eye on as well, because we got core CPI month over month, CPI month over month, CPI year over year. So those three things, those three items at 8:30 will definitely be something to keep in mind on. Retail sales on Thursday, so we got definitely some news to keep an eye on. But the immediate one is tomorrow, FOMC. Again, I'm looking at Ellie here. Ellie looks like he wants to go higher, right? But at the same time, I'm thinking, are they trapping some people up there, short? I mean, long. Could there be some trapping here? Because if we go down to, because this is a 10 tick, it would need to go down to 62.5 for me to try to short it. But we're above the VWAP, so that'll be kind of. Yeah. And yeah, this is a pressing to the downside. Early here, we may take a stab at early here on the short side, because it's showing that there could be some down movement here. For the indices, we would need a pullback to go short. We can't go short where we are now. Okay, we did get to the 60. We did get to that. Early here would be a counter trend trade in the sense that, hey, this thing's been bullish, but at the same time, I think we can go lower here. So we'll wait. Okay, the high on LE here. Okay, I mean ES is bouncing higher. I mean again, when you're down there like this, there was no way we're gonna sell you. Now we have a pullback to sell that pullback here. Also, we can try to sell early here. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna reduce my risk to. Oh, I was trading in one account. Okay, that's what it was. There you go. There you go. So my stop really will be above this pivot here. Can I reduce my risk here? But for now, I'm gonna keep the emergency stop on. If we go below VWAP, we'll be quick to move this to break even if we were to move away. Again, this is more like a counter trend trade from in a sense, but at least looking exhausted up here. I feel like the sellers are stepping in here. So if we can go below 60, I think we might just move it to break even. Good morning, Noah. Thank you so much. Wishing you a good day as well. Let me know what you're trading and how things are going for you out there. Yeah, ES and this is right now definitely want to go lower. So when we're right here, when we saw it, like we gotta wait for a pullback. If you get it in the pullback here, 113, you definitely in profit. Again, if we can get close to the VWAP here on LE, we'll move to break even. So right now it's kind of there's a little fight going on here on LE. We got 4 ticks, so 5 ticks. We can definitely reduce our risk here by we're risking 10, so we can definitely reduce it by well, yeah, we're risking 21. So can reduce service by 10 over here. Looks like the indices are bouncing higher at the moment. Okay. ES is hitting resistance here. It's going lower. Yeah, this early trade is more it's a little more risky trade because again the market was going higher. We're trying to short it at a supply zone here that looks like a supply zone, but this trade may not work out. You know, like any trade that you take, there's a possibility it's not gonna work out. So I'm gonna make this 11 ticks instead of the 21. So if it goes up the entire cost, it'll be about half of original risk. Let's look at the Unarenko here for ES. Definitely looks like he wants to go higher. Yeah, ES looks like they wants to go higher now. If you're trading NQ, let's see what NQ is doing. NQ is kind of pointing higher at the moment as well. The cumulative delta on LE is negative, um, but doesn't mean much at the moment. It looks like because we started at positive, went to negative. So let's wait and see what happens here on LE. Now, right now, ES is definitely in the resistance zone. It's hitting the RTH VWAP. Let's see where we are here compared to the Globex VWAP. Globex VWAP is a little higher at 29, but they may not make it there at 29. Definitely trying to push lower here with all this. Definitely some selling going on here. Let me see. I really should give this maybe 4 more ticks on here because technically the high on this is 10. Yeah, I'll give it. Let me see. Is it 10? Yeah, the high on this previous high is 10. So we'll give it a couple more ticks here because that's the proper stop. Yeah, ES is climbing higher. If you're trading ES, definitely. If you got long at this bottom here, 12, you definitely in the money here. So, see what Ellie is going to do here if we can get a negative bond there. In the median Renko right here. That would be great if we can get that. That would be a sign here we could be reversing into the downside. And Q here at the bottom, 29, maybe 829 here. You could definitely try to go long. Yeah. And probably target to the VWAP about 60. Yeah. If you go long 829 here, definitely be a break even at the moment. Again, welcome to the stream. This is Joseph with Smart Money Traders. Basically, we went short on LE here because, again, on the big picture, this has been going higher. But once we think we gap down here, we close the gap, and we're approaching those levels, and we're seeing the order flow here. The sellers are stepping in. We've got a cumulative delta that's negative. So we have a chance here to push a little lower. Today could be one of those reversal day. We know taking this trade in this context is a counter trend trade, but it's a little more risky. We reduce our risk a little bit. Normally we risk 21 ticks. Right now we're risking, I believe, let me see, 25. That's 10. That's 20. That's 10 ticks, and about 13, I believe. Is it? Yeah, I know it's less than 21. Let me check here. What the Wooler will tell us. 15 ticks. Okay. So instead of the 21, the normal 21 would do 15 at the moment. This is above this swing here. So we're up at some point at 4 ticks. 4 or 5 ticks. Now we're down a call 3 ticks. So trading LE, we definitely need to be patient because it's gonna move sometime at a snail pace. But here we're looking at the top right. ES is going higher. It's hitting. Remember, we mentioned 29 was gonna be some kind of resistance on ES because we got the VWAP there, and that's what we see happening here. This market's been selling off. If we're looking at ES on the 30 minutes on the bottom right here, I'm gonna put that on. You can see this market's been going down all night long, hitting the support zone. Now it's bouncing higher. So we're seeing some selling on LE right now, which is good news for us. I think below 213.60, that would be a good place to start reducing our risk. Ali, we are definitely a resistance zone. It's a matter of okay if the resistance is gonna give way or it's not gonna give way. You know, is it gonna hold or is it gonna be broken? So that's uh that's the only question we gotta. Only time will allow us to know that for sure. That's why trading on the right side of the right edge. That's what it's all about, because a lot of times people make analysis based on things that's already passed. So if I could just trade from the middle of the chart, would be all of us would be billionaires because we would know already what's gonna happen, but we don't know what's gonna happen here. We just based on analysis what's already happened, what the patterns are usually, but that doesn't mean today is gonna follow that. All right, still a little push down here. Let's see if we're gonna get again past the VWAP here. It'd be interesting to see what it does. Yeah, this bar here actually was very bearish when I think about it because 49% of this volume was the delta, you know. So when you see at the delta here was 1960 is negative 68, which is the difference between buyers and sellers, and 49% of that was 49% of the total volume, you know. So that just tells me the sellers are really getting aggressive here. So when you look at the sell volume was 103. The buy volume was 35. So meaning here we're seeing some intention really to push this market down. Now, will they be successful? Only time will tell. Up about 7 ticks right now. 6 ticks. Couple more ticks here, we'll move to break even because again the circumstances are. This is a break. This is okay. Thank you for the heads up, Noah. So Ellie's at yesterday close, which was 213.60. Okay. On the Unorenco, if we get a negative positive bar here, he'll be getting to 213.82 half. So that's where we probably could move our stop, maybe a couple of ticks above that, kind of completely reduce our risk. Instead of risking 15 that we're risking right now, we can make it at 85 probably, which would be 3 ticks. Or 87, no, 87 half, which should be 4 ticks. So we completely reduce our risk here. Let's see if we can get, well, ES definitely moving higher. The advanced decline is moving higher here. So we got about 5 ticks here on LE. Once again, if we can get below the VWAP here at 55, if we get to 50, we'll probably move it down to break even. Okay. So we're risking only 4 ticks over here. It's a big difference between losing 4 ticks and 21 ticks. So we will 4 tick loss is much better. I don't know. Hey, I would rather lose 4 ticks than 21. So yeah, if they come back and tag us out here, more power to them. Yes, that's a big candle. The 30 minutes here. 30 minutes still, he hasn't even closed yet, but you can see that kind of engulfs everything for the last almost 6 hours. Not 6 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, about 6 hours. It's a big bullish candle here. Of course, ES, if we were to go long on ES after this trade concludes, we would need a pullback. You always want to trade on the pullback. You don't want to be chasing this here. And also, this is a resistance area. This is a really hot resistance area. This was support at 2 a.m. this morning. Now it's resistance. I think, let's see, 90 might be the better place to move this. Give it one more tick here at 90. Okay, I got to 87. They tag us out here for a loss, which would be minimal compared to where we are at the beginning. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if that 1 tick would make the difference. So when I look my auto flow chart with the volume profile, 87.5 was more like should be rejected at 87.5, what's happening right now for the moment. That's why I give it the one tick. And sometimes that's all it takes. One tick will make a big difference between a winner or loser or a break even trade. So let's see. Let's see if they're rejecting here for good, or is it something temporary. And also we're approaching 1030 on the ES, meaning the initial balance will be formed here within these two candles. That's a pretty big range, and we're at the top of the initial balance here. So we definitely could see a fade to the downside, especially after everything was going down pre-market. Even when the market opened, we had a negative bar. We went higher, fetched some buyers here, but I think we may see definitely it's due for a pullback anyway for ES. Let's looking at LE here. Down a tick. We're risking 5. So we're just sticking with the plan here. I mean, 57.5 is definitely support. We're hoping that it break that support, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Let's see. Can we get lower here? That is the part of trading. Sometimes that can be frustrating. You can be right in direction, but the timing could have been off. Obviously, if we get taken out here, we're not going to try to trade LE anymore. We'll be, because LE, it's one of those things, right? We got taken out. It's one of those things that when you get, it's 10:29. It's still early. We could try another LE trade, but at the moment, the answer to that would be a no. Again, we knew this was a counter trend trade. We're just trying to look and see if we can get a few ticks on now. Now, in hindsight, you may say, yeah, we were up 7 ticks. Should have moved to break even. All that is in hindsight, and we really don't know. We wanted to make sure that we follow a plan, which is, hey, let's get below a certain level, then we can move to break even. All right. With that said, we're gonna let 10:30 happen here and see how the market react. Now it's exactly 10:30, so let's see if we can a fade or a continuation here to the upside for ES. So it looks like we're pushing higher now for ES. Let me see. I wonder why my data feels like it is stuck a little bit here on ES. Yeah, ES hasn't moved in a while. All right, let's disconnect in one of those. Yes, it looks like we're having one of those ninja episodes where we may have to restart Ninja. Yeah, it's not responding. This is kind of frustrating, but yeah, got plenty of memory. I mean, we're using 31% of the memory. I mean, of the, yeah, 31% of the memory, and no. All right, so we're gonna have to restart Ninja here, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay, let's see which some windows are just giving. Okay, yeah, just gotta restart everything here, unfortunately. And just still loading. So let's see if see my data is flowing. Things are flowing almost normally. I mean, we got about a little bit of delay here on ES and NQ, but everything else is kind of flowing. See YM. YM is good. This workspace, I need to reduce it as far as the things that I have in here. There's some things I'm probably going to have them on demand. Okay. I'm going to take this off. Take some things off here that I'm not really using at the moment. Good thing we got out of LE because LE kept going higher. You know, kept going higher. When we got out at 77, we got out 90, and LE got all the way to 32.5, which definitely another 10 ticks would have. Now we'll get to the next resistance on LE here, and we're bouncing lower. So, we're shooting lower here. Looks like the indices are going lower. I mean, that's to be expected. We're at the top of the initial balance. So trying to sell them there wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see. Yeah, ES definitely looks like he wants to go lower here. Yeah. I believe. Okay. Yeah, see, we may try to go short here on a negative bar. Let's see what happens. The Geiger counter is moving toward the red here on ES. So if we get a positive bar here, we go to 45. We will be going, the order will cancel automatically. There you go. Any hints on LA? Yes, it's the maniac. Okay. When LE here looks like he wants to go higher. I think this is what the direction here today is for LE, which I kind of knew that was a bullish day. They wanted to do a bullish day above the cloud, but shorted here again. There was a counter trend trade. Good thing we only lost 5 ticks on this. So, which is fine. But I think move higher there than 214, 12 and a half. LE should be going higher. Today, it's already moved 53 ticks for now. Yesterday was a big range for LE. The average range on the last 5 days has been 101 ticks. So I think there's still more room here to the upside. We can get to 1480. I think we can get there. So our order got canceled because ES going higher. So, but again, this is to me too expensive here. We should definitely see a pullback, but we may not see a pullback on ES. So when you look at the 30 minutes, that's a big candle up there. So, I think we're gonna try to sell here again and see what happens. But they're moving higher. So that's why having the stop limit sometimes is a lifesaver, because you sidestep some losses, which is the number one thing in trading. It's not so much, okay, let me catch every winner, but if I can avoid as many losers as I can, that's a key, avoid as many losers as you can. Yeah. So, yeah, on early I had a 5 tick loss. Yeah, I had a 5 tick loss on. Deep in the money is relative, because I was only up at 1.7 ticks, so I'd like to get it past 10 ticks, but it never did. But thinking about the fact that I was risking 21 ticks on LE at the beginning, then we ended up losing. We ended up losing 5. That's not to me. That's not. No, I was only up 7 ticks. I was trading 3 contracts. So right now, as you can see, ES is taking off. It's taking off without us. But ES is taking off. YM is not doing the same. And I guess NQ is doing the same. But YM is definitely lagging right now as far as going higher. Okay. Like they say, if you cannot beat them, you join them. But could this be another way they go up there? And let me put the 3-minute insight here. Because what they did here, they rejected this level before from 50 to all the way to 42, which is about at least 8 points there. Now they're testing this level again. Now the advanced decline is going higher, which is a sign that, let's see, I'm looking at the 1-minute advanced decline. If we can get a negative on the advanced decline here, that could say, hey, we may be going lower here, but until then, definitely want to stay away from selling at the moment, or even buying too, because again, we extended here on ES. Very extended. So to me, it'd be more like to sell here. Or we would need a nice pullback to go long. Because normally you would want to see a pullback toward the middle of this big candle, but the only pullback they gave us, they gave us maybe like a 4 points pullback on ES. So we may be going higher here. Yeah, That's when decline is getting a little negative here, so we can see some selling here. Yeah, there's a little bit of selling. There's a selling. There's a pullback to go higher here. Okay, you can see the Geiger counter is going away from the red, going to the green here. Let's look at this here. Definitely sell here would have been nice, but again, hindsight. Oh yeah, I need to change my title here, huh? Let's see. Pushing lower here, but I think maybe if we bounce here, can we go higher? Let me move this over here. Looks like we're going lower here, so let's. I think here we could be bouncing here. Let's see. If we go back, do a buy up here, we're probably gonna be having a 3-point stop instead of the regular 5. Okay, we got. Let me see. maybe 40. There you go. We're moving a little higher here. Let's see. 42. Could be a place that we'll move it up to. If they move higher here, then hopefully we get to our first target. If not, they're gonna attack us out for a 4-point loss. Well, doesn't look too good at the moment. There you go. There you go, up 6 ticks. I think we can definitely move here to 42. Should move to 42 here. There you go. First target got hit. Now we're trailing our stop here. Let's see. Definitely. Let's see if we can get to the next to the previous high here. We're trailing our stop higher here automatically with the ATM. Remember, our original target was at 49.5. So we wouldn't get to it anyway. So we got back down here at okay. So basically, right now we, dollar on month perspective, we're at a little better than break even. So got a loss on LE, which we made back here, and then a few more dollars on top. So can we get back to 47 here for an entry? Let's see. I don't know. We're right at the initial balance high here, so should definitely see a fight. Could be a down move from here. Oh, maybe not. It's kind of in flux right now. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, today is definitely could looks like at the moment could be a tough day trading here. I think it down right here. We're gonna move. We're gonna put a sell stop here. If we get a positive bar, you're gonna get canceled. Yeah. NQ so trying to go higher. So YM is really not showing its hand at all. YM is just ranging here between 191 and 118 now because the kind of movement we having here. Look at that candle here. That candle tells me, hey, we want to go lower. That could be a retest of those highs on ES, but we'll have to wait and see here. All right, let's keep an eye on Ellie here, what Ellie's doing. Because Ellie is selling off a little bit. Kind of where we sold it earlier. Yeah, we sold it right here. It's kind of back to where we sold it, but looks like ES wants to go higher. Then is NQ doing the same thing? Yeah, NQ's pushing higher to a little bit. Or could it be a day that we go and trade soybeans? Soybeans is another thing that we trade. Let me put that in a different tab here. Because things are not looking too clear here. Yeah, yes, looks like someone's to push higher still here. So definitely don't want to miss stepping in front of this. Let's look at not ZB on the top left here. We're gonna put it on soybeans. Soybeans actually, so sometimes can be living slower than. Yeah, soybeans looks like he wants to go lower too. 930, we see a push down here. Yeah, I think we may be going lower here. Looking at ES here, it's definitely tempting to short ES right here. But I think we're gonna stay away from now. All right. Buying ES is a little too high for me, and selling it is a little too risky because we may make a new high here at any time. So maybe a deeper pullback here. If we get a deeper pullback, we may try to go long on ES. So it'll be 50 and a half an entry here. And it's just high. Well, 49 could be an entry short. Just put, 3 tick stop. 3-point stop, 12-tick stop. But still, we may get one over here if we go short here. It's 11 o'clock, so another 30 minutes here, we're probably going to see if we can shut down the stream. Okay, we're going lower here on the ES. But is it a real lower? There you go. Kind of ranging here. Now the question we've got to ask ourselves, okay, which side is going to get hurt more? If they move higher, the Bulls, they've been in control for the last hour and a half almost. So the side that's going to be getting hurt more here, I think, is the Bulls, because I think some people got long up here too. So let's look at the order flow. No, I don't have any. Yeah, the down direction would be my preference here. Okay, we're moving down. If we can get a pullback that doesn't make it no high here, we may try to engage short. Because hey, you could have gotten at 49. Yes, true. But in hindsight, everything looks good. In hindsight, everything looks good here. Yeah, exactly. This time is definitely not a time for longs either. with London closing in about 30 minutes, it's definitely not a good time to go along anyway. See if we can get a pullback here and then get lower. Now, what we're looking for here is possibly a pullback. Let's see if we can go back to maybe 47, 48, and then turn around. And also, when we see that OIM wasn't participating in Q's already selling off, that could be an indication here we're going lower. If I get short here at 43.5, my stop would be at 48.75. I think I need I'd like to see a bigger pullback here and keep going higher here. All right, let's see. We got short here. Well, may not be good. It may not be good enough here. Timing. Let's really give it another 52.5. Because we're up a little bit, I'm gonna give it a couple more ticks here. Well, not looking too good. Okay. All right, is this the push down that we want?
Okay, we're seeing some selling here. Definitely want to move down here. We're at 40. What's our entry here? 45 and a quarter. 45.50. So oh boy, this is not. This is kind of nuts here. I think win, lose, or draw here. We're gonna get off the stream because yeah, this kind of action here. It's not conducive to the best trading. It's a little back and forth here. I hope is that the sellers can push it low enough here to at least move it to break even. But if an emergency stop at 52 get hit, that'll be it for us. Um, so we're above 50, which is a number that's gonna attract some action here. You know, we hit 50, then I think we may not survive this. The stop loss may not survive here. Okay. Right now the highest we're willing to put a stop here. So if they make a new high, more power to them, and we will be. Uh, let me see. Yes, definitely. Yeah, we got taken out. We got taken out here. It's unfortunate. Look at this little buying going on here. Yeah, definitely could have closed it before, but in hindsight, everything looks good. With that said, we're gonna end this stream. Thank you for watching, and definitely, ouch as it is, because they definitely push it way higher here. Good thing we had a stop in place, but all in all, today is gonna be a losing day. So, and we're gonna have those sometimes. Okay, all right. So with that said, here we're gonna. Ellie's going lower. It's funny how Ellie does things sometimes. All right, that's trading for you. Anyway, hope you guys did better than I did. Have a good one. God bless. Take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God willing. Bye bye.